once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, you are most welcome. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always checking on me. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for always liking my video to see that they reach each and everyone. In this video, guys, I'm going to be showing you how to propagate tomato plant from suckers. And talking about the suckers, these are the small shoots between the main plant and the main plant and the leaves. So I'm going to be taking you step by step in this video. I want to see exactly if you are running short of seedlings of tomatoes, how can you make more for yourself or make more seedlings within shortest period of time without putting in the nursery bed or without putting the seeds and all those things, you know, because we know it's hectic. But in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can make shortcut of that to multiply or to propagate more seedlings or the plants for yourself. So make sure you give this video a like and make sure you subscribe if you haven't. So right here I have all the requirements which I need for making this experiment, and at the end of this video you are going to be able to see exactly how this thing is done. So you make sure you like the video and you make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed. So let's start up with step 1. So in step 1, you make sure you identify the sucker and remove it from healthy plant, and it must be a sucker which is not in the fruit in the flowering stage. So which means you have to take a shoot or the sucker, the smallest branch which has come in between the plant and also and between the leaves. So you're going to take the smallest one, which is not in the flowering stage. Then after identifying it, you get a clean scissor, or you get some clean tool. And then, like for example, we have this one. So you gently, you cut this. This is what we call the sucker. This is now our sucker we are going to be using. This is in step 1, as I said. You get a small sucker which is healthy and which is not in the flowering stage. So this one has not yet started flowering. That's one thing. Then what you do after identifying this, you get a pot or you get water. Now, which means here we're going to be using the water first. And then I'll also explain if you're using the soil. So we're going to be using the water because I've been using the water and I already have the result. So now, after harvesting, after getting this one, the next step is now going to put it into the water, into a pot or something you're going to be using, but you fill up with water. So after procedure 1, which was removing the sucker, a sucker or a branch which was trying to develop between the leaves and the main plant. After removing it, then you get a bottle or you get a jar. You fill it up with water. As you're seeing me here, I'm going to be filling it. Then after filling it there, then you insert your sucker here. It will stay in this stuff here for something like 7 to 10 days. And the reason why you're keeping it here for 7 to 10 days is because you want it to develop some roots. At least in 1 week, the roots would have developed and the roots would have reached like maybe something like 1 inch. And once the roots are 1 inch, then you are good to transplant it, or you are good to plant it and start watering it. So, and the other thing is to not forget is when you have put your water like this water is not supposed to stay for many days. You make sure you keep on changing this water. As you can see here, I already did one experiment. As you see here, this is where I was also keeping it. if you can see here, it's already developing some roots because I kept it in water. It's already coming to 1 week. So I've been changing this water for each and every day. I've been changing the water. So this is the same thing I want to try here. And the reason why I made this one in advance is because I want us to finish everything until we plant this plant, or you go and plant this seedling, and we start looking after it. So you make sure you watch the video up to the end, and you don't miss on any other step. So after changing the water like for a week, you keep on changing each and every day, or at least after 2 days. The reason why you're changing the water is because you are avoiding the stagnation of water, right? So you make sure you always use clean water. So that is done. That is if you're using the water. So as our procedure number 3, if you are going to be using the soil, and that's if you don't want to use the water, you are going to use the soil, right? Now, using the soil, this is the container we're going to use. And you see these containers down here, they have got some holes. These holes actually help for easy drainage. And what you do is you make sure the soil you mix is okay, like you have a well mixed soil, which is well drained, right? And this soil here, you fill it up, you get your sucker, which was this one, you make a hole inside. After making a hole, you put the plant there. Then after putting the plant there, you keep watering it. Each and every day you make sure you water it, because it's the well-drained pot. It can it's a pot which has got some holes down. It will keep on draining the water. The water will keep on passing. Then you make sure you keep on watering your plant. You keep watering it just gently. You don't give it a lot of water. So you can see here, which means each and every day the water will keep on moving. And in that process, it's going to be developing some roots. It will be developing some roots. At least in 1 week or 10 days, the roots would have developed. So after all that, you now go to transplant your plant or your seedling. Then, that is procedure number 3. Now number 4 is, as I talked about, that is rooting. And the reason, the only way for you to do the proper rooting is by using the water and use the soil method. That is for rooting. And then the other procedure we have is planting or transplanting this plant you're seeing here. So we're going to be transplanting this one. Since I already made this one, and since it's already 1 inch, as I told you, the roots must be at least 1 inch, then you are good to transplant it. So we're going to be transplanting, and before transplanting, you make sure you have your pot. If not pot, you have your bucket, which is well drained, which will make the drainage easy. So what I'm going to do is, I have here something for drilling the holes down. So you make some holes down. And the reason why you're making these holes is just to make sure the water doesn't remain stagnant in this bucket. So you make some holes under it. So after making the hole under it, and then you are good to transplant. But before that, you have to fill it up with the soil. Well-drained soil, right? So you make sure the soil is clean one and it's very healthy one, or let me say it's very nice soil, or the loam soil, you fill it up. So for us here, for me, I'm going to be using black soil, which is well mixed, which has also manure. I'm going to be getting the soil and I fill it up here. And after filling the soil here, then I transplant, right? So you make sure you give the video a like and watch it till the end, because I don't want anyone to miss any step. You can also try it for yourself. So let's see the next step. Right here is our garden. And this is where our last procedure is going to be taking place. That is filling this bucket with this nice soil here. This is a soil which is well mixed and it's well drained. It has manure and it has everything. So we're going to fill it into this bucket here because we want to put it inside and we want to see how the whole thing is going to take place. Remember, we're already in the transplanting stage, right? So now, during in the stage for transplanting, what you do, we are going to fill this bucket up to here, and because it has got holes down here, it's going to help us to drain excess water. Because we are going to be watering our plant, it will help us, these holes help us for the water to drain easily. So I'm going to fill this up, and after filling it up, then we can do the transplanting. So in our step number 4, we said it's going to be transplanting. And under transplanting, I told you already I had some experiment which I was making before using water. So now I also showed you how to use the soil, which is going to yield out still, because I'm going to keep on making more video about this and you'll see how it works. Make sure you just turn on the notification bell and also subscribe if you haven't. So now we're going to do transplanting. So what you do, I said, you make a hole in this bucket, then you get your well-rooted seedling, and then you plant it in, and after planting, then what you do, you keep on watering it gently. You keep on giving it water gently. So this is for a start, and we have already watered it. So we're going to leave it here, and for this case now we don't put it outside because we want to now keep it in controlled environment. Since you're already in the greenhouse, I'm going to keep it here for all this time, and we shall keep on monitoring it. At least I will be watering it. So as I said, this was step 4. Now step 5, which is the last one, that is now monitoring it and also watering it, which is the last step. Then watering, you make sure you don't water on top of the plant, but you make sure you put the water under the plant or on the soil, not on the leaves, because the water is, the plant gets the water or sucks the water through the root system. So you make sure you put it under it. So we're going to leave this plant here for some good days. We keep on monitoring it, right? Because already it has rooted. Now the only thing is to look after it for all this time. So this is what we have managed to do, guys. So let's keep on monitoring this and we'll see. So as I said, this is the way how you can propagate a plant, or how you can propagate tomato plant from suckers. So the reason why we propagate these plants from the already existing plants or the suckers is because, for example, during the time of maybe it's getting late for you, or even there is scarcity. So that is the shortest method you can use for propagating your suckers or your seedlings from already existing plant. So that is the easiest way, because it also saves time, because it's just look at the process of developing the plant root. It just takes from 7 to 10 days. So it's very easy way, and just make sure you get the sucker which is very healthy, the one which has not yet started flowering. It's always going to be easy for you to do all those processes. So guys, we are done with our step 4, which was transplanting, and then our step 5 is the one which is now very crucial. So this step 5, in step 5, if you fail, you have failed all the steps which you have been doing from step 1, which was getting the suckers, identifying the suckers, and doing all those things. You remember here you spent 10 days trying to develop the root, both in water and in soil, right? Now this is the last step, which is very crucial. Now watering. This is our step 5. In step 5, you make sure you water it at least each and every day. Whenever you come around, you make sure you water it. And when you are watering it, you don't water on top of the plant, but you water under. You just do it gently. You don't pour with a lot of force, or you just pour smartly, and you pour gently. So this is the step, which is the last step, and then this is looking after your plant. And in this plant, if you fail to water it, all the steps, as I told you, you have done from step 1 up to step 4, you've already failed. Even up to 5, you've already failed, guys. So guys, let me know what you think about this video. I hope this video was helpful, and make sure you give it a try. And if you fail, you can always text me back. Just as I told you, use already existing plant, the tomato plant. Just get that sucker which has not yet flowered. Cut it or pluck it, put in water, and then after putting in water or in the soil, you leave it under shade for 10 days or 7 to 10 days. And then finally, you'll come back and you'll see the result. You'll even find that it has started rooting. And if it has started rooting, for example, if it's in water, you make sure you keep changing this water each and every day. So like the one I was trying here, I was changing this water, clean water, each and every day to avoid stagnation. So that is how we make or we propagate the tomato plants from already existing tomato by using its suckers or its shoots, which is between the leaves and the plants. So guys, we have come to the end of the video. You make sure you give the video a like, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't. So this is the end. I'll see you in the next video.